It is Yaracel, the multipreneur. Today is Monday. So you guys know that means it is a Money Monday. We are live on TikTok. Hi, all my TikTok friends. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're live on Twitter. Spotify is in the building. So it's good to see everybody. For those of you who are joining for the first time, I am Yaracel, the multipreneur, and on Mondays, we go live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 6 p.m. to our friends in the UK. And we talk about money. And here we like to talk about money God's way. Why? Because we need to be comfortable talking about money, number one. And all financial principles can be found in God's word. So today we're going to be talking about 7 ways to financially raise your children and have them to do money the right way, the wise way, and maybe even learn things that you yourself you didn't know before. Okay, so before we get started, let me just do a couple of housekeeping things. You can always visit my website at I am the multipreneur, no matter.com. No matter what social media channel you're watching on, you should have an easy access link to that website. That's where you can get my journal, From Red to Black Weekly Financial Journal. It is a 52-week scripture-based journal just to help you to get all your, it's like a working budget, talk out some of your money mindsets, think about what you're earning, saving, what you're giving, all of those things. So you have access to the journal on IamTheMultipreneur.com. Now, let me just tell you, I've said it before and I'm gonna continue to say it. The journal, if you are getting it on Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, Walmart, Amazon, wherever you're getting it, those retailers have the books in bulk. I don't necessarily know if you've purchased from one of those entities. So let me know that you do have the book, and so that I can properly thank you. It is never my intent to not be gracious to those of you who have the journal. I just don't know unless you buy it directly from my website at IamTheMultipreneur.com. And that's also the only place that you can get the journal in spiral version. Okay. So thank you so much to those of you who are shopping with me on Amazon and all the other places. I just don't know it because they buy those books. Okay. So, all right. Follow me on Instagram, y'all, at I Am The Multipreneur. You can always watch me on YouTube, like and subscribe to that channel. And that's where you can catch all the replays. I'm on Twitter at The Multipreneur. And for those of you who are not on TikTok, which you're waiting on, I love TikTok and I am there at Yaracel. How do we start off Money Monday? We started off the same every week with a scripture. Today's scripture, I'm pretty sure you probably knew I was going to do this one. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. So what we're talking about today, we're talking about 7 ways to financially raise your children, to prepare them for what it's like to be out here in this world as it pertains to money. And I hope that you'll find that today I'm going to be talking to you from the perspective, not just of like if you had a teenager or anything like that. We're going to actually be talking about if you're a parent of a child of all ages, things that you can do, things that you should be thinking about as it pertains to raising your kids when it comes to money. And so, and first, let me tell you this, no matter where you've come from, what your background is, if your parents taught you a lot about money, if they didn't teach you a lot about money, you can still really raise up your children to be financially literate, even more so than yourself. You know, I've heard some people, they say, you know what? Yarcel, this is it for me. I've messed up, and because I've messed up, I'm definitely gonna do my best to push this to my kids. And so I get it, and I understand how important it is. But I will say that if that's your situation, don't think that it's too late for you to turn your life around. Okay, so I just want to just put that in there. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you, as it pertains to raising our children, be financially responsible. The first thing I'm going to tell you is to lead by example and to be transparent. And this is huge because sometimes we feel really shamed when we don't when we haven't made good money decisions. And sometimes we don't feel like we're equipped to be able to um, tell our children to do X, Y, and Z, especially when we're not doing X, Y, and Z. But let me just tell you, you got to get over that mindset. Why? Because our children pay attention to everything we do. If you tell your kid that they can't have whatever, it's because we can't afford it, but they see you swiping the credit card, they're not going to believe you. Kids, even when they're really little, they pick up on all kinds of things. That's why you see like little 2-year-olds say, give me some money, let me have $1. Little 3-year-olds, they are aware of more about money than you think. So it's really important, number one, to lead by example and to be honest with your kids. And sometimes you can even tell your children, hey, we can afford to get this. We can afford it, but we're not going to get this kind. We're going to get the one that, because it's going to save us a little bit of money. Okay. So that's just a way that you can be transparent with your kids, even if you're not in a bad money situation. If your money situation has changed, be honest with your kids. Hey, we're going to do things a little bit different. We're not going to go out to eat as much because we've had a change in the money. So be honest. Kids pay attention. And they pay attention to what you do. If every time you get paid, you're like, it's fish fry Friday, we got paid, we're going out to dinner, they're going to pick up on those same types of things. So make sure that you lead by example and be transparent. And if you are a type of person, like I said, you haven't been leading by example, there is no time like the present time to get stronger in your financial literacy and to change some of your habits as well. Number 2, teach them to save and to give and to spend in a wise manner. You can really start this off really early with the kids. So like when my son was little, he had this bank and it was the coolest bank. And one was for giving, one was for saving, and one was for spending. And so it was connected together. And the spending one was like a little store, and the saving one was a bank, and the giving one was a church. And it was the coolest bank, and he had it. And that I taught him really early to save, to give, and to spend. I tried to get him to understand that when you got money, birthday money, Christmas money, whatever, we're going to do these 3 things. Some of this you're going to keep, you're going to be able to spend some of it, and some of it you're going to save. You don't want to be so pushy with your kids that every time they get birthday money or something like that, you got to put it away. You can't touch it. Let them enjoy the money a little bit, but teach them to use the money in a wise manner. Something that's really fun, especially if y'all are like an artistic family, get plastic jar, or not plastic, like glass jars, and maybe y'all can paint them and decorate them or whatever. I've seen some people do it with plastic jugs, some kind of vases, or whatever the case is. So you can make it really fun, but teach them that when they get money, as soon as they touch money right from the beginning, that they need to be saving some of it. Some of it is for them to spend, and that they can be givers in whatever charitable way that you choose to have your kid do that. So that's something you can do very early, no matter how old the children are. Number 3, the third way that you're going to raise some financially responsible children is you're going to allow them to make mistakes. So even though let's say you did number two. You have your three banks, right? Where the kids have their money. Well, let's say you go to the store and they spend all their $5. Don't buy them anything else until they get more money that goes into the spend category. Too often we spoil the kids. We like to give our children all of the things that our parents didn't give us. So sometimes we we overdo it a little bit, but this is where we as parents, we have to have restraint. And so sometimes, with my kids, you guys know I have three boys, three sons. And so sometimes, like, we'll go out to eat. My boys have their own money, and my youngest is the master of I left my wallet at home. He is the master of I left my wallet at home because he wants somebody else to spend their money on him. Well, guess what? I don't care where we stop at. I'm not paying for you. Why? Because you need to be responsible. You have your money, the money for you to spend, and guess what? You just don't get it. You don't get the milkshake. He's like, he likes the Oreo milkshake. You don't get to get the milkshake because you left your wallet at home, or you spent all your money. But oh wait, now you want to go to the movies. Well, you're gonna have to wait for you to get some more money for the movies. And I've taught my children not to dig into their savings because they have an understanding that savings and the savings account is for emergencies and really important things. And that kind of goes to the next one. Number 4, you want to discuss your financial goals with kids. So you explain to your children specifically what the savings account is for, what the spending account is for, what the giving is for. And that way they have an understanding. Okay, you're saving up for this toy, you're saving up to do this, you want to be able to go out with your friends, my teenager children, you want to be able to go out with your friends whenever y'all decide y'all want to go to the movies or to the mall, you want to be able to go shopping. Then this is how you need to be saving your money for that. I'm not going to be giving you money all the time. Every time you want to go out, you can't just be frivolous with your money and blow it because you think that you're going to just come to me, I'm going to give you money. So this is something that you really need to do. Discuss those financial goals with the kids. Sometimes when they're really, really little, it's about saving up for something that they really want, a toy. Once they get a little bit older, it could be something bigger. Maybe they want a car. Maybe they are trying to save up their money for something else. Whatever the case is, you want to discuss those financial goals with your kids. When you have older children as well, some of the times those financial goals could be college. Do you want them to have skin in the game when it comes to tuition? Whatever the case is, whatever it is that you're trying to teach them, but you need to make sure that you do have those kind of goals. Let money conversations be a regular, normal conversation at the dinner table, the same way you would ask them about how their day was at school. They need to be comfortable talking about money, and this way they can learn to be more responsible with it. The 5th way that you can raise some financially responsible kids is to establish some solid money boundaries. So when I'm talking about establishing some solid money boundaries, I'm talking about, don't just let them go out and just spend money for no reason. Okay. Or their friends are going out to the movies or whatever the case is, and you just let them buy up all the food at the concession stand just because they have it in their spend account or whatever the case is, right? You want to talk to them about overspending. You want to talk to them about under saving. You want to talk to them about all the boundaries. Just because we have the money, it doesn't mean that we need to go and do something like that. When you teach them about needs and wants from an early age, then you'll find that they'll carry it with them as they get older. So when you even have little small children, you can explain to them, when you go to the store, they want candy, they want whatever the case is. Well, I understand that you want the candy, right? We can afford the candy, because the kids automatically think. I remember my youngest son, he was asking me for a credit card. And I'm like, why do you want a credit card? I think I have the video on TikTok in my catalog of videos. But anyway, he was asking me for a credit card, and I'm like, what do you need a credit card for? Because he was like 4. He's like, to buy something. And I'm like, how do you even use a credit card? And he just was like, in his mind, just because of what he saw us do, he was like, oh, you just slide it and you just press it and like it works. Like that's just how it goes. So they don't even have a mind that can understand it, because kids just they think you have the money for everything. So when you establish some solid money boundaries with your kids, you're helping them to establish and have a clear understanding about what needs are and what wants are. And you can do that at a very, very early age. The 6th way to raise some financially responsible children, and it was so hard for me just to pick 7, but we can't be on here all day. But for your teenagers, this one is for the teens. Those of you who have teenagers and millennial children, you want to follow finance influencers together. They're on social media. They're on TikTok. Your kids are on Instagram and all of those kinds of things. Encourage them, especially someone that you really trust in the way that they do money. Maybe it falls in line with your money philosophy. Follow the financial influencers together. People who are talking about money the way that you talk about money. Follow them together, and then you'll start to have more of those conversations with your kids about money, and it'll help them to be financially responsible. What I do have a clear understanding about is sometimes our kids will take advice from somebody else faster than they take advice from us. Sometimes they don't feel like we know everything and whatever the case is, you know how it is with our children. But if you guys both together follow the financial influencers together, that is great conversation for you and your kids, and it helps the principles and the financial tips that you want them to know. It's being reiterated and reinforced through another channel. The 7th way to raise your financially responsible children is to get them a bank account and get them their own bank account and teach them. Like sometimes some people, they have kids for whatever reason. I don't even understand how this works, because I tell my kids what to do. They don't tell me what to do. But they'll have a bank account for their kid, and then they're constantly going to the bank, pulling out money because the kid wants to do X, Y, and Z with their money. And that's fine and everything like that if that's how you choose to do it. But you want to teach them to be responsible. And for some parents who are a little bit more flexible, you might want to take their savings account and have the savings account in a place that they don't just have easy access to it, if you're concerned about that type of thing. But you definitely want to get them their own bank account. That way they can manage it and they can look in the apps, and they can see their money growing and all of those kinds of things. And you just teach them to have that responsibility early. Okay. So just to go through the 7 for a recap: lead by example, be transparent with your kids, be honest with them. They know way more than you think. Number 2, teach them to save and to give and to spend their money in a wise way. Number 3, let them make mistakes. It is okay. They can make mistakes. And guess what? You can help them through it, just like you made mistakes. It's okay. Number 4, discuss financial goals with your children. Discuss it with them. Talk to them. The same way you set goals to make good grades or whatever the case is, the same way you set your own personal individual goals, set money goals with your kids. Number 5, establish some solid money boundaries, and don't, you hear me, y'all? Don't give in. Set the boundaries. Don't give in. They leave their money at home, don't give in when you stop at the fast food restaurant. If they spent all their money, don't give in. Gotta wait. Gotta wait until you get your allowance. You gotta wait until you get more money. You gotta wait until you earn some more money, whatever the case is. Set that boundary and stick to it, no matter how bad it burns you up, no matter how bad you want to give them everything, all of those things. Fight the urge to go back on the boundary. Number 6, for those of you with the teenagers and the millennial children, follow finance influencers together. This will help reiterate what you're teaching them. Also, somebody who falls in line with your financial beliefs. It helps those kids to hear it again. It helps to ingrain in their minds the way they need to be doing money in a wise way. And last but not least, get those kids a bank account. Get those kids a bank account. I know for me personally, our children have different money styles, just like how we have different money styles. It's really important for you to know your kid. And the reason that I say this is important for you to know your kid is because if you have a kid who is a spender, you may have a kid, every time they get money, it's hot in their hands. You may have a kid who is like I call them the hustlers. They're always trying to sell something or trying to make some money. They're like, buy me some candy, mom, so I can sell it at the playground, at school, whatever. You got your hustler kids. You got some kids who are like hoarders. You can go in their room and they got like a whole wad of money. They just always have like a stack of money somewhere in the house, in the mattress. You have these kids who are like that. You have some children who are, learn the money personality of your kid. That's going to help you with the money goals for your children. If your kid is, like I said, this big spender, every time they get money, it's hot. You got to start setting the goals toward helping them to, get out of those kinds of habits. So I just want to charge you, if you haven't been doing this, to take an active role in helping your children become more financially responsible. Okay? All right, y'all. So that's all we have for today. Until next Monday, I'm Yaricel, the Multipreneur. Check out my site. I am the Multipreneur. Those of you who are on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. So I just want to tell you guys, thanks so much for watching. Thank you, TikTok, for joining me today. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Spotify. All right, y'all. I hope everybody has a wonderful and amazing rest of the week. And I will talk to you soon. And have a wonderful rest of the day.